will be Mega Man 2, and half the lineup will be Mega Man 3, and we are already off. And leading off tonight is Metal Man, and you shouldn't see a whole lot of difference in the terms of the routing. It's pretty standard as far as that goes. So, and for those of you who are familiar with the Mega Man franchise for the NES, you'll notice that the runners will be using some Mega Man 3 abilities, like the ability to slide, which was not present in Mega Man 2, so it kind of adds some interesting dynamics to the gameplay, considering these are Mega Man 2 levels, more or less. So...
Alright, I'm good to go. Looks like the racers got started and we're off in Metal Man stage.
Yeah, and RaveTuba took an early death, trying to sort of damage boost his way through. It didn't quite work out. So, the interesting thing that I guess I knew, I hadn't played this game in a long time, but what I found out was when you're sliding and you run into an enemy, you don't get knocked back, you go straight through without the knockback that is pretty standard in Mega Man.
You can avoid the whole knockback if you're sliding into the damage, so it makes a lot of sense to do a lot of damage boosting in these races.
Yeah. Charlieboy getting 2 extra lives right off the bat, and now, so I think you need 5 health to do the skip he's going to try. He could try and attempt to do with Metal Man, or it's not really a skip, it's a glitch where you draw him into the corner and...
Yeah, the glitch needs at least 5 health. It'll take 4 from you when you come into contact with him. There's a different strat to set it up, which is a bit harder, that Andy did in his world record run.
But no problem, still runs right through it.
Just gonna fight him straight up without doing the glitch.
Yeah, and he had no problem. He got a very good pattern going with his jumps and avoiding Metal Man's blades. So we'll see if RaveTuba, who is at pretty much full health, now he's just gonna do it normal. 2 shots, and then kind of slide back and keep his distance from Metal Man. So good fight from him. So next up is Woodman. The other benefit of doing Metal Man first is you get Rush Marine, which will make this a part of this level much faster. And you get Metal Blades, which, like in Mega Man 2 for the NES, can be abused horribly or terrifically, depending on your point of view.
Everyone loves metal, and it hardly uses any energy with such a good weapon.
Same as it was in the NES version. So he's going to use Rush Marine to go down, to take the lower path. Upper path is a little faster, but it's a little more fraught with peril of all the enemies. This is much safer.
Right, and I'm wondering what color palettes Charlieboy is using. I've never seen this one before.
I have no idea. But,
I wonder why he would choose this one. But...
Yeah, it's an interesting. It's kind of a combination, like acid and tie-dye almost. But it hasn't affected his play. His execution's been pretty on point in the early goings. He gets ready to take on Woodman, the second of 4 Mega Man 2 Robot Masters.
Man, you could even shoot him between his leaf shield as you approach him. Most players just walk right up to him and start Metal Blades, but it is possible to hit him on the approach.
Chad is saying that Charlie's color palette appears to be a SGB2 color palette. Okay, very good. Acid and tie-dye. I think we'll go with that. If anyone's got a better description, please let me know. Meanwhile, he goes on to Airman, 3rd Robot Master. So, for those of you who never really played the Game Boy Mega Man 1 to 4, which were kind of known for taking Robot Masters from 2 different games. So the original Mega Man for Game Boy, Dr. Wily's Revenge, had 4 from Mega Man 1 and 4 from Mega Man 2. And they repeated that pattern up through Mega Man 4. Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy had an original lineup based on the planets.
Alright, so in this game we'll see enemies from part 2 and 3.
Right. And
So,
yeah, and as I indicate, ooh, okay, it slides down. I thought it was going off the edge there, but yeah. So, and you'll see, the ability to slide, rush marine, rush jet, being utilized in Mega Man 2 stages, which kind of gives them an interesting dynamic. Even though they're not exactly the same design, the structures, basic approaches are quite similar. So, but yeah, so we're gonna get 4 of each from 2 and 3, and frankly, I think insofar as Robot Masters, for Mega Man 3, it's probably the least interesting group you could put together. An unfortunate death for RaveTuba going off the edge there. Glitch. And no problem with Airman. Got a double and then one more shot to take him out, and so he's 3 down, 1 to go. About 6 minutes in. Last one up is Clash Man, or Crash Man. It's not the American version they're playing, so it's Clash today.
yeah, it's always a big mix-up, either calling them Clash or Crash.
Yeah. Having done enough of the Mega Man 2 NES tournament, I've gotten used to Clash.
As have I. Although
Yeah.
I didn't partake in that tournament.
Yeah, I just did the comms. I didn't actually race in it, but so
Pretty good lead.
yeah, he's about half a stage ahead, I'd say, thereabouts. He's Clashman stage. Ooh, lost the handle there on Rush Jet, but cover's nice. So I know with Clashman, they're gonna have to be very precise in their ammo use with Clashman, because
Even though air is his weakness, they don't give you enough. So you have to hit him at least once with the Buster.
yeah. So it's kind of interesting that yeah, technically he's weak, but you wouldn't have guessed, because so he's just got to be a little careful here. He missed a shot, so he's gonna have to do a little more with he's gonna have to do a lot more to get a couple of hits on him.
Yeah, hopefully he can manipulate Clashman's pattern. Every time you fire, he jumps, so you can kind of put him in the right position. Unless, of course, he's already in the air when you fire.
Yeah, and he was pretty far down in health, so he didn't have any problems. So 851 for Charlieboy out of the Mega Man 2 set. So good, solid start for Charlie. Didn't make really any outright mistakes. His play was pretty solid. So Rave is probably going to be about, I don't know, 45 seconds behind, thereabouts. Depends how his clash, probably more like a minute, but see how his Clashman fight goes. And Dr. Wily doing his Dr. Robotnik impression from the end of Sonic 1, luring Mega Man to the trap door. He gets to do 4 more Robot Masters. Oh boy. First up is Magnet Man.
And personally, I dislike this stage. The Magnet Man always mess up my jumps and I fall right into a pit.
Yeah, this I'm not a big fan of the NES Magnet Man stage either, even though it's pretty short. It's usually the first one out of the box for me. So 10:07 more or less for RaveTuba through the Mega Man 2 stages. So yeah, so about 76 seconds behind going into Mega Man 3 stages.
And Charlieboy, we saw, gets that E-Tank in the second screen of Magnet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice little insurance policy for later. So he shouldn't have too much trouble with Magnet Man himself. He's a pretty simple boss.
Hopefully he has enough health entering the fight.
Yeah.
Getting out of that awesome cutscene.
Yeah. Yeah. He's entering Magnet Man's arena as RaveTuba is going through the first corridor. See, Rave ignores the E-Tank. He'll probably go for one later, or probably in Hardman stage, I think. Good kill on Magnet Man. So yeah, so the Mega Man 3 bosses we seeing are Magnet Man, Hard Man, Top Man, and Needle Man. So not the most interesting bunch you could put together. The others show up in Mega Man 3: Spark, Snake, Gemini, and Shadow.
Charlieboy able to hold on to his lead so far.
Yeah, he's been very, very solid and consistent. Gotta avoid those bees. The bane of every Mega Man 3 player's existence. Is though not so much in this game, but they do serious amounts of lag in in the NES version.
Not able to set up the coil optimally, so looks like he's just going to run through it.
Might as well. Structurally, this stage isn't a whole lot different than the NES version. The NES version stage isn't that long. It's
On the Magnet stage, we didn't mention that RaveTuba got an extra E-Tank for coming back down the ladder. It's definitely a big time loss, but I guess he wants the safety of the E-Tanks.
Well, he skipped the one earlier, so
Interesting choice to make.
Yeah. 2 down for Charlieboy. RaveTuba just getting started in Hardman stage. So yeah, so about not quite a full stage, but pretty close in terms of time difference. Rave skipping the coil. He's gonna power right through as Charlie starts Top Man stage. Unique feature of this version, there's water in this in Top Man for the Game Boy.
Yeah, so we're gonna see more Rush Marine. 1-800 call Rush Marine.
Yeah, they're actually getting their money's worth out of Rush Marine in this version of Mega Man 2. You only used it, I think, once in Mega Man 3 for the NES. And the health refill there. Get himself back to full as he... Ooh, nice clip there. Hard knuckle. He's gonna skip...
Yeah, he missed the first one, which was frame perfect, but...
Right.
The latter ones are free. He's opting to go for that. Did go for that other E-Tank here.
Yeah. Just a point of reference, Charlieboy's PB is 25:52 according to Mega Man leaderboards. RaveTuba doesn't have a recorded one. I asked him for the race, and he said about 25 and change. So about even, which is what you would expect from runners at their seeds, 16 and 17. Rave is 16, Charlie is 17. Didn't get a one cycle on Top Man, but still was able to batch it pretty quickly. So last up is Needle Man, probably the toughest of the 4 Mega Man 3 stages. One up.
He is so many harmful things.
Yeah. Starting with Needle Man, who does I think what 8 damage if he body hits you. Oof. Needle Man could be a troll in the NES version, but I don't think he ever did that.
But doesn't seem to be going for any zips.
No. Yeah. Play it fairly sedentary. Rave on his way to Top Man.
Use Rush Jet all the way up to the boss gate. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Oof. Fight from Rave. Keeping reasonably close. Charlie's got to watch it a little bit with his health. He's going to just take a refill here. Good idea. Just damage boost his way through.
There's a checkpoint here at the second area of the needle room. Is the E-Tank, so right, you can just...
Yeah, he's taking a safety there, restocking. Okay. Don't think that was his intention as far as execution, but he got through it, and now, and so he's going to use top spin here. He's just got to be a little careful with how he uses it, because, like I said, Needleman does a lot of damage if he bodies you.
Have to come into contact with him using top spin.
Right. A good fight. So he's going to be at about 18:21 through the Mega Man 2 fights. So he's almost to the end, and would you believe it, we're only like not even 20 minutes in, and we're almost to the end. Now he fights probably one of the strangest bosses in Mega Man history, Quint.
Alright, Quint's on his pogo stick, Sakugarne, which is Ting weapon.
Yeah, that's going to be needed for
the Wily phase too. It's so useful for.
Yeah, gotta watch out for the soft lock, but other than that, yeah, it's very useful in the final stretch. RaveTuba getting started with Needle Man. Takes a refill. Too many hits with Needle Man. So just looking at his splits, I think he's about even with still 1935. So they've been, as far as Mega Man 2 versus 3, the splits are pretty much identical between 2 and 3. So that's interesting. So Rave has been right on pace with Charlie. It was just kind of a slow start. A couple of unfortunate deaths early, but otherwise he's been right there with them
for that part. And Charlieboy missing the first frame perfect zip in the Wily stage.
Got that one. Ooh.
So he's going down a few extra screens, and then he's the final one.
Yeah.
They go up the ladder.
Okay.
To attempt the others. Problems with the Yoku blocks, but he is in rush mode.
Yeah, well, they've always been the bane of gamers' existence. So why stop now?
Coil over them if you can.
Yeah. Coil, jet, you know, just pray they just, you know, disappear. Take a refill here, I think. Yep. Got one E-tank left. Should be enough. It should have enough in the tank to get to the end without any serious problems. It's got a little light on Rush Jet, though. That might be a problem for Wily Phase 1. Ooh, oh, whoops. Okay, it's a problem now, and he just lost a significant chunk of time there. And RaveTuba is not going for the glitch, but he
he didn't go for any of the zips.
Yeah, well, can't say it's hurting him right now because he's probably about 10-15 seconds behind Charlie after that unfortunate death.
Last spike, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah. There's been a couple of dramatic, I don't know what Rave is doing there, but I'm gonna go for health, but more focused on just getting out of here. Uses up his last E-tank, and Charlie now is in serious trouble here because he doesn't have Rush Jet. So Rave is actually now, I believe, taking the lead. Yeah, Charlie takes death here. Oh boy. So, as it was in the NES Mega Man 2, ammo management is crucial, and Ray and Charlie is gone from a 75-second lead to a serious deficit, and he might end up dropping game 1 here unless...
Yeah, he's going for the game over. He needs the refills, and...
Yeah. Rave is about to take on Wily at the 23:05 mark. Charlie's going to have to start over. Boy, is he in a lot of trouble here. Rave's got... he's got one E-tank left that should be enough to hold the line here, as long as he's careful. Not using Rush Jet, Phase 1 of the Wily fight. Phase 1 is down, so he's going to use the Sagarume to take on Phase 2 here. In all likelihood, he's got to be a little careful with position because he could actually soft block. Not careful.
It's a very scary soft block. You have to restart the game and enter a password.
Yeah.
Trying to get through the Wily stage.
He's using I think he got the frame perfect glitch, and that's great, but he's in a world of hurt here. And so now, final phase, he's going to use Rush Jet, it looks like, you know, scam his way through this. That's good strat. And that does it. So, RaveTuba comes from behind to steal game 1 from Charlieboy with an official SRL time of 24 minutes 35 seconds. Well done.
That was very unexpected with the pace of things.
Yeah, Charlie was very, very solid for the first 85% of this, and then he runs out of Rush Jet ammo and completely and unexpectedly flatlined there and had to take a game over. So that is not what we expected the outcome to be, and now Charlie's gonna have to do restocking on ammo or health. He's not getting a lot of help here. Gonna go through it. So phase 1 underway for Charlie. I think he's taking an intentional death, refill his health. So unfortunately for him, he has no energy tanks because of the game over.
And this is a real tough fight without E-tanks.
Right. Well, and not off to a great start. Taking a couple of hits early. Get himself boxed in a little bit, but okay, so phase 1 is done. So, incidentally, for those not aware, this is a double elimination tournament. So whoever loses tonight's match will get another round. Okay. Fortunately, Charlie taking a death there. So let's go again. So much better opening phase fight for Charlie this time. So using Buster for phase 2, ran out of Sagurime. Alright, so a little tricky with Buster, but it can be done, and so far he's off to a good start. Holding the line there. Oh. So Charlie finishes what is that? Like hiccup in SRL, we'll say 28-14 as his game 1 time. So
GG's to both.
yeah.
Like you said, it is double eliminations, so it's not over yet.
Alright, so in terms of game 2, both runners have something to work on and improve for their next match. Yeah. Let's see, we'll look at the brackets here. Wait for them to get ready for next match. So yeah, so double elimination. The winner of this match will take on 1 seed and the world record holder, Endy. So that'll be entertaining, to say the least. So our 2 runners Not sure if we're gonna get right back to this or take a few minutes and just sort of catch our breath. But for those of you just joining us, Game 1 went to RaveTuba of the Mega Man 2 match. Charlie was leading through most of it, and fortunately, at the final stage, ran out of rush jet ammo as he was making his ascent to Wily, and had to take a game over, which was unfortunate, and which allowed RaveTuba, who had been about a minute 15 behind,
RaveTuba was able to catch up without using any zips. He went the long way up the ladder and back down.
Yeah.
Still struggling with Wily because he had no E-tanks.
Right. So, but a very good, RaveTuba after that early start, where he took a couple of deaths early on, sort of steadied himself and was very, very good the rest of the way. Was running dead even with Charlieboy through the Mega Man 3 stages. There was about a 2-second difference in their splits. And was able to put himself into a position to make a run and absolutely made it count. So, you know, fortune, they say fortune favors the bold. Well, sometimes, you know, the slow and steady mantra also applies here, and he was there, and he was able to score the win. So, see how Game 2 shakes out for both of our runners tonight.
I can only assume that RaveTuba would do the safe strats again. It looks like the only way that'll work out for him is if Charlieboy messes up again, so we'll see how it goes.
Possibly. But in terms of general, and I wouldn't expect in strategy, you're going to see a whole lot of difference in terms of how they execute, just from a matter of practicality. You know, go with what you know. Don't try and do something crazy here that you don't know how to do just to try and, you know, shave a few seconds. If you're not comfortable with the strat, don't do it. So,
yeah, especially in a race setting.
Yeah, the Rave, as you can see, is being a little more cautious with the spikes, because he ran into some trouble in that in Game 1, and actually death early on that cost him a fairly significant chunk of time. I think it was like 45 seconds. So he was already in the hole right off the bat before he was able to recover. So
Charlieboy gets a big health drop, so he's good to do the glitch if he goes for it this time.
Yeah, and RaveTuba actually got a extra life, so not an unwelcome development. Rave has got to be a little careful here. He's down to 1 health.
Hey, with those Mets.
Yeah.
Charlieboy only damage boost through the last clown Periots. I forget their name.
Yeah. So Charlie is the first Metal Man. First of 4 Mega Man 2 Robot Masters. So if he goes for the glitch, it's not a pierce, so he's just gonna play it through.
RaveTuba was gonna have to play through it also, doesn't have enough health for the glitch.
Yeah.
Pattern, right?
Yeah. He did a pretty good job of it in Game 1. Both of them did. Because neither of them went for the glitch in Game 1. So, but Rave... Oh, very nicely done. Considering how low his health was, that was very nicely done.
I guess they're pretty comfortable fighting Metal Man straight up with the pattern manipulation.
Yeah.
Sprinting legs.
So...
Charlieboy entering Woodman, which is stages in this game, or the easiest stage.
Yeah.
You have metal blades killing everything, and
it's like that's a fairly recurring theme, anyways, in Mega Man 2 lore, regardless of which one it is. Metal blades kill all. But
neither racer gets to damage boost the one time with the dog. They both took 2 hits.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, neither of them were successful at that in game 1 either, from what I remember. So it's unfortunate, but not a deal breaker, and you have plenty of health refills to stock up for the end of the Woodman stage. A lot of giant birds galloping through the woods.
and just a one-hit kill with the metal blade, so that's nice.
Yeah. Okay, pointing out that, yes, metal blades kill all in real life too, but good, nice easy fight for Charlie. RaveTuba right behind him, about maybe 15 seconds, maybe even less, but like maybe 10-15 seconds behind. Good fight. So much closer so far in game 2 than in game 1.
A pretty decent fight for both, and they were able to finish in the middle of the stage to avoid watching that animation of Mega Man going to the middle of the stage.
Yeah, that's a carryover from Mega Man 3, where it's ideal you finish your Robot Master in the middle of the arena. Mega Man 2, you warp out from wherever you do the job, but in MM3, you want to be in the center, or as close as possible to minimize him walking. So Airman
and Charlieboy again
is up next.
And stage not doing the ideal reverse damage boost on top of the Goblin.
Yeah.
Tuba.
Yeah. This is the other stage where Rave had some problems. He mistimed a jump, I think, and he lost a life there, but that cost him about 20-25 seconds, but throws me off. So
Charlieboy opts to kill the air guy.
yeah, got a nice health refill out of the deal. Good. So he'll be in good health for Airman. Charlie shouldn't have any problems, but he might want to just be a little careful.
Yeah, you kind of need to take a hit doing the fast kill on Airman, so
Right.
This is a bit dangerous.
Yeah. Double. Okay, he's fine. He didn't get a
It's
great
smart.
pattern, but not a great pattern, but was able to slide under it. So good fight from him. Rave did not get the double, but on the first try, I got it on the second one. So works out nicely.
And he had enough health to tank the air shots.
Last one up, Clashman.
Finally, we're out of that red sky.
Going for a clip, didn't get it.
Both players trying to traverse these ladders as fast as they can. Every Mega Man 2 Game Boy player knows that the ladders in this game are the worst in any Mega Man game. You will not climb if you're pressing in any direction other than up. Diagonals will stop you from climbing.
Yeah, it's this is what happens when you let third-party developers make your Mega Man games. They do all sorts of weird stuff that should not be. We're having a little trouble
on the
going
ladder.
up.
Yeah, didn't get rushed yet to put him on the right ladder.
So Charlie taking a health refill here. Rave is actually not going to need it. He's in pretty good shape for Clash Man. So Rave, I know, had a little trouble with this fight. Not a great start for Charlie. But he should have enough to take care of him. Nice
Looks
fight.
like he was okay. He did the right thing by taking hits from the Clash Bombs rather than Clash Man himself. Oh, and RaveTuba takes an unfortunate death.
So Charlie is done at 8:55. Rave's gonna have to go again.
In this fight, you want to get hit by the Clash Bomb and not Clash Man's body. Clash Man takes a lot more health when he comes into contact with you.
Yeah. Well, that generally is true for a lot of these robot masters. You want to get hit by their weapon rather than the robot master itself. Especially with ones like Needle Man. Needle Man does a lot of damage if he bodies you. So Rave sort of squirreling away enough airman ammo to take care of Clash Man for the second half of the fight. But that unfortunate hiccup with Clash Man in round 1 has put him 55 seconds behind at 9:50, which is still 17 seconds faster than game 1. But now he is really kind of depending on Charlie to make another mistake he did in game 1. We'll lead off with, again, Magnet Man.
And Charlieboy again getting that E-Tank.
There,
through the...
there and it's easily available, so why not?
Loss.
Yeah.
And RaveTuba not moving. Scene.
Yeah, okay. Momentary lapse, apparently, but we're back at it. So, Charlie is now almost a full stage ahead again, as he was most of game 1. Rave again avoiding E-Tank, just gonna go straight on through. Charlie's gonna be a little careful with Magnet Man. He's only at about 6 health, I think that is. So it's gonna be a little
to not get hit by him.
Yeah. So
Safe.
ooh.
Careful.
Takes his one obligatory hit, but manages to hold on and gets through it. But not the easiest fight Charlie's had.
Too, but he's jumping while he's on Jet. You'll see all the players doing this to preserve their weapon energy for Jet. Ladder for this E-Tank.
So Rave, and also getting a health refill, which will come in handy for Magnet Man. Not that it should be a significant problem, but doesn't hurt. And, Charlie's underway in Hard Man.
Charlie again not able to do the coil optimally, has to take a couple hits. Rave having his own problems with Magnet Man, but finally
able to dispatch him. Close that out. Nicely
He's out of
done.
there with 1 health.
Yeah, both of them did. So, but both by kind of slightly different routes. Charlie was really playing a more defensive style. Rave was having a little trouble getting his metal shots to hit Magnet Man accurately, and caused him a little bit of trouble. But was able to pull it through, and so just as Rave is beginning, Hardman, Charlie's about to end it on the boss. Again, little light on health, and that's yeah.
Yeah, Hardman hit the floor right at his position, so he was kind of locked there. Couldn't do anything about it. That's...
I think even if he hadn't been hit by the hard knuckle, I think he still would have died. He was at pretty low health, so he shouldn't have any problems here. But that's still about a 10-15 second time loss, so a chance for Rave to gain some time back, provided his fight goes a little more cleanly than Charlie's did.
Health is a bit low too. As long as he can avoid letting Hardman land on him, he should be okay.
Yeah. There's another brief pause there before getting on. Didn't equip Metal Blades. He's gonna go. I think he. Oh boy.
So that's a death.
No.
Oh, he uses the energy tank. Okay, so
yeah.
Loophole.
Yeah, but not a good fight for Rave.
Charlieboy gets the zip here in Top Man stage. Another one coming up. There we go.
Good. Should be able to another energy tank.
Do that zip, but he failed it, and kind of worked out because he wanted that E-tank.
He's got 3 of them now, so you shouldn't have to worry about dying at any point in the near future. Ooh, that's
many times I've seen people fall there.
Yeah, he's got to be a little careful that he's down to 0 lives. So this isn't like game 1 where they were just getting lives in bunches from enemies. I think Rave got like 2 and like out of 3 enemy kills. I forget which stage it was, but might have been Metal Man actually. But he was
he
getting.
did get an extra life there.
Yeah, but he. An embarrassment of riches as far as that goes. Takes the health refill. Charlie this time gets to Top Man nice and easy. Good 1 cycle there. Neither of them got the 1 cycle successfully in game 1. So that's nice to see.
That saves so much time if you can avoid Top doing his spin where he's invincible.
Yeah.
Didn't do any of the zips coming up on these top jumps, and he goes for Jet as well.
Yeah. He's at full health, so but not that it's really gonna be Top Man. Is probably the easiest boss next to Woodman in the game, because his attacks are fairly simple.
Not able to get the 1 cycle.
No, he missed. Ooh, almost had to do a 3 cycle because he missed his first 2 shots. And he's down to almost nothing for a hard knuckle.
Hard knuckle, but we're pretty sure he's not going to be going for zips in the Wily stage.
Probably not. In terms of splits, Charlie was 18-21 through Needleman in game 1, so we'll see how. Yeah, take a health refill.
Yeah, he has plenty to spare. Energy refilled on both his Jet and his Hard Knuckle, which is a smart move. He's gonna need both in the Wily stage.
Yeah. Again, I think this is like the 3 out of the 4 Mega Man 3 bosses. He's been playing a little close to the wire with his health. He took a refill, but again, I think he'd like to have at least an energy tank in stock for Wily, and but a good fight from Charlie. Rave is about 2/3 of the way done with Needleman. So 1907. Yeah, 1907 for Charlieboy through through the Mega Man 3 stages. So Rave should be about 45-50 seconds behind when it's all said and done.
Charlieboy gets the early hit with the Clash Bombs on his way into the room, but doesn't switch weapons fast enough. That could have been the one cycle.
Yeah. So, good fight from Rave, taking out Needleman. So, he will be out at 20:01. So, a 54-second difference. So, less than it was in game 1. So, really the onus is going to be on Charlie not to make a mistake. Because he's still sitting on 0 lives.
We do know that Charlie goes for the zips.
Yeah.
So if he's able to pull those off, his lead will be extended much further.
Right.
The first frame perfect, and it looks like he was able to do it. On the ladder. I assume he's saving his Hard Knuckle for that last zip to avoid going up the ladder right here.
Yep. Very nice. We get Rush Marines set up for this. Run on through. RaveTuba about to start the Wily stage. So this is about where it all went horribly wrong for Charlie. But he looks like he's in much better shape with his Rush Jet ammo than he was. Oh! Careful there. His Rush Jet ammo was pretty much extinguished by this point, and he ran out and took a death about halfway up to Wily, and that pretty much killed his momentum and his chance at a win.
Yeah, he was all out of Rush Jet, and he took an intentional game over, and he had about 3 lives at that time, so it did take a long time.
Yeah, luckily this is the spot where it fell apart for him. Okay, he just has enough, and he's actually more than halfway. He's like a room before. He's at the penultimate room. It's even worse. So
he doesn't farm. He didn't farm for energy, so he's just gonna go for it here.
Yeah, bold. I give him props, but doesn't have a lot of Rush Jet in. Oh, Rush Jet's gone. He's got 2 energy tanks. That's good, and he's going to use 1 right now. Give himself some breathing room. Should be secure from here. Phase 1 is complete. RaveTuba making his ascent.
Very important to hop on Sakugarne during that animation before it disappears.
Yeah. And another good fight. Phase 2, very clean.
Get up to the boss gate. While Charlieboy is on the last phase of Wily with very good health.
Yeah. So he's got it. So Charlieboy evens it up at 1-1 with an official SRL time of 23 minutes, 29 seconds. So well done, Charlieboy, covering from a disastrous finish in Game 1 to take Game 2 and bring us to a sudden death Game 3.
And that's a PB for Charlieboy, I believe.
Yes, it is. I don't know how accurate the Mega Man leaderboards was, but it was 25-52 going in. So
RaveTuba not staying on top of Wily, but had enough energy for it, so it's okay.
But he's got to be perfect the rest of the way, because he has no energy tanks left for the T-Rex phase. Ooh.
He got hit with the bomb. So he's in a position that Charlieboy was in the last race. No E-tanks.
Yeah. Charlie made it work in the end, but not without a lack of drama. So I think it actually took him... Missed the first try, but I think like second try, I think it was his third try where he had a really good start and was really just sort of able to carry that momentum the rest of the way. Phase 1, very nicely done. Good phase 2. Now he's down to T-Rex again. Rave taking it slow and easy. Problem.
And he's avoiding the damage very well.
So, RaveTuba finishes with an official SRL time of 26:19. So, both of them have scored a win. So now we get one more match. Sudden Death Game 3.
It all comes down to this.
Yep.
And yeah, if the next race is anything like the others, Charlieboy will be doing the zips, at least most of them. Plays it safe.
Yeah. The big difference really in Game 2 was Clashman. Rave taking that death there really, because they were pretty much even at that point. Like, Charlie might have been ahead by about 5-10 seconds, but once Rave took the death to Clashman, that really threw him back, and then he had to play it safe in the second time around in the boss fight, and that didn't help him.
Yeah, and even though that Charlieboy took a couple deaths, I think one at Hardman and another at Not able to catch up.
Yeah, he had his execution wasn't quite as sharp in game 2 than it was in game 1. Let me do a rundown on the splits. In game 2 between Clash Man and the Needle Man, his split was 10-11, whereas in game 1 it was 9-28. So, and Charlie's splits were actually almost identical to Rave in game 2, so the opportunity was there to narrow the gap, but it didn't happen for him. But yeah, Charlie demonstrating how much easier it is when you don't take a game over. In game 2 between after Needleman and a Wily, it only took him 4 minutes and 22 seconds, which is less than half how long it took from in game 1 when he took the game over. It almost took him 10 minutes to get from Needleman to the end of the Wily fight.
He made the 0 lives work out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, nothing like playing to the wire a little bit. So.
That these two are playing on 2 different versions of the game. It doesn't make a difference speed-wise.
Right.
Block in one of the stages.
Looks like our runners are ready for round 3 tournament. Before we begin, if you haven't already, please give our 2 runners tonight a follow. We're getting 3 games out of this, you know. What more could you ask for? Runners are confirmed ready to go, so we should be starting in the next few seconds here. Good luck to both of them. Again, as we get to game 3, don't expect a whole lot of difference. I think the big key really is going to be, can RaveTuba do the Mega Man 2 bosses cleanly? He hasn't yet, and he's played from behind as a result, going into the second half of the game, both matches.
Yeah, and since RaveTuba doesn't go for the zips, especially that last one in the Wily stage, he's going to need a significant lead.
Well, I'm not sure what's going on with Rave's screen there. His timer's started, but he hasn't pressed start yet. Okay, so Rave, whatever that was, he's figured it out. But so he's already in the hole, and this time I don't know what happened, but it seems to be either entirely self-inflicted or a rather unfortunate error with his system. But we move on. 30-second gap notwithstanding.
Charlieboy gets lucky with a huge health trap at the end of the moles.
That's the one nice thing about this game is you don't stop while you're getting your health refills. So I know in some cases you actively avoid them in Mega Man 2, but here it's like, yeah, good, more health. Doesn't slow you down at all. Rave, trying to make up for lost time here. Another nice, thought that was a health refill. Apparently didn't happen. Rave taking a death, and not sure what's going on there, but Charlie underway in Metal Man again, as in games 1 and 2, doing some jump manipulation to get rid of Metal Man, no problem. Very nicely done.
RaveTuba is getting through the moles again.
Excuse me. Gonna have to rely, I think, a little bit on a health drop here, or he's gonna be really careful. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, get it. There.
He's trolling him.
So, Charlieboy on his way to Woodman. Gonna spam his metal blades for all they're worth and swath through the opposition. Rave is taking it slow. The dancing clown.
He did make it up to Metal Man with similar health in the last race, so we know that he's able to handle this fight with low health.
True enough, and yeah, he was like, after seeing that, I thought, you know, he was well on his way to a really close race here, but Clash Man happened. It's not to be. Didn't get a good start with Metal Man, but seems to have found his pattern. That's good. Very nicely done. Charlieboy to the final area before taking on Woodman.
Again, RaveTuba is depending on Charlieboy's mistakes in order to catch up.
Yeah. I've heard of worse strategies, but yeah, it is a bit passive. But if you know how to, if you're really confident in your execution, it could work. But again, you are sort of depending on the other side giving you an advantage, giving you a slight advantage. But if he's open to get back into this, a little trouble with Airman would be in order for Charlie. Charlie's been clean through this in games 1 and 2. Rave had some problems in game 1 with Airman. Took a death, I think, towards the end of it. Charlie moving very cleanly through the opening section. Oh.
Now, I think he could have made it if he held right, but he did take a hit, so he might have lost control.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he took the hit from the needles, so I think that stopped him from being able to do what he wanted to do, and that ended up costing him. So, an unfortunate death. Helps narrow the gap a little bit, but still about a 3/4 full stage difference. Good Woodman fight from RaveTuba. So
yeah, the checkpoint that Charlie was placed at wasn't too far behind.
Yeah, so maybe 15-20 seconds tops, but He's about to take on Airman, and he's got more than enough health to compensate for whatever Airman throws at him.
Wood during the stage, so he has plenty of that. The fast strats cause you to not have enough wood when you fight Airman. Charlieboy doesn't have to worry about that. No inputs.
It's like, that's strange. That's third time in a row that's happened. It's up with the, yeah, something's up with its inputs. He soldiers on, nonetheless. Rave having slight hiccup here. I'm
not sure what's going on with him. He's at the pause screen. I thought he was going to switch to wood to kill this enemy, but...
Yeah. Meanwhile, Charlie making his descent up Flashman. Okay. Back. Took a damage boost instead. Charlie, one up pick up for Rave, always nice to see. Gonna take his E-Tank. It's around the platform. I think he had a little trouble with it in both games 1 and 2, but not so here. But we got Clash Man. Intentional death, you think?
I would... Oh, no, he goes for the E-Tank.
Mm. Interesting. Either strat would have been valid, I think. Maybe a little more so with the intentional death, because if he had more than 0 lives... Oh, no, he's got a life, okay. Or he would have had 0, I think, at that point. But, so, good fight from Charlie. Not his best...
Yeah, he used all of his health to kill Clash faster.
Yeah.
Additional hits, while RaveTuba is going to be entering Clashman stage now.
Yeah, he's out. Charlie was out at 919. That's his weakest split of the 3 matches. Tuba again having input problems, but place to do it either. But Charlie set up for the second half of this game, where he's going to fight the 4 Mega Man 3 Robot Masters after getting tricked by Dr. Wily, a la Robotnik and Scrap Brain from the original Sonic. But
when will you learn, Mega Man?
Ooh, that's unfortunate. But again, happened pretty early in the stage, so it's not a significant... okay, that's intentional. So he's just going to reset, get himself a full stock of lives. Doesn't really hurt his lead that much. Rave's got to be at least 2 minutes behind, maybe more. And he's close to the end of... Oh, that's... fortunate drop, but he's almost to the end of the Clashman stage, but yeah, he's looking at least 2-minute 30-second deficit going into the Mega Man 3 section.
Good Clash fight.
had trouble with it in games 1 and 2. We're gonna have to use his energy tank. This was the breaking point really for Rave in game 2. He was pretty much even, and then this happened. Got into trouble with Clashman and took a death, and he had to fight him again, and he had to do half of it with Buster, which is a lot slower than Airman. So he's done at 11:59, 2 minutes and 40 seconds behind. Going into Mega Man 3 stages.
And Charlieboy again getting his save health refill and E-Tank for this fight.
Not a bad idea. Magnet Man can be a little trolly that way. He covers a lot of space with his attacks. And, not a bad idea to provide yourself a little cover and have just enough health to make that work out for his advantage. So nice start for him. So he's on the far left side of the screen, so watch him walk over there. So as for our runners, they're remarkably consistent in their execution. They definitely do the same things over and over again. So
let's see if you get the coil this time.
He's 0 for 2.
This time.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. The mantra, fool me once.
RaveTuba also going for that E-Tank and health refill before the unit fight.
Yeah. More understandable in his situation, just because he skipped the first one. Charlie went for 2, got both of them. So both of them fighting different robot matches at the same time. That's kind of a nice symmetry.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Their health went up at the same time.
Yeah. So good fights from both of them.
We a whole stage ahead of Rave.
Mm-hmm. Rave on his way to Hard Man, Charlie, but he's got Top Man. Still has to be one of the Hard and Top Man, two of the lamest ideas for robot masters ever.
Especially Top Man.
Yeah. Sheep Man's not far behind, but man, are those two lame. It's even worse that they're both crucial for the end game.
But falls into the pit.
Luckily, not a serious time loss.
Right there. This zip on the second try. Oh. Just to get this E-Tank here.
Yeah. RaveTuba about to take on hard man. Charlie getting a nice clip through the wall there with the wood shield.
And Charlie not risking jumping on these tops this time. He goes straight for Jet.
Yeah. It should be noted that from stage to stage, you do not get refills on your ammunition, so it is crucial that you use the weapons you have sparingly and accurately.
Final 4 Robot Masters from Mega Man 3 don't refill you after you finish them.
Yeah.
The first 4 do.
Rough phase 1 for Charlie. Managed to get through.
Knuckles left, so he's gonna have to farm for energy if he wants to do the Wily Zips.
Yeah. So.
And it'll definitely be worth it if he stops to refill that.
There should be a couple of places in Needleman where he can restock. It's also going to be kind of like being aware of his surroundings and what the enemies drop. So okay, so if he goes back, he skips that ammo refill. He's just gonna go on through. One thing he doesn't have to worry about are energy tanks. Got 4 of them. Preserving his rush jet ammo.
It's a smart move. We don't want to see him go through that again.
Yeah, no, we don't. Yeah, no game 1 repeat for him in that case, please. He's running a little light. He's only down to I think 4 ammo for rush jets. He's gonna have to. He might have to get a refill for that too. Slow.
Rave making his way to Top Man.
Burns up his first energy tank. He's gonna take the refill here for rush jet. Next one will be for hard man.
Half for Jet, half for hard, which is a nice feature in this game.
Yeah. Good top man fight for RaveTuba. Charlie, looks like his split will be pretty much same as it was in game 2, maybe about 15 seconds slower.
Health is really low. Okay.
Taking it to the wire there, but finished them off. Very nicely done.
Show how whack topspin is.
About 1945 for Charlie. But splits of
killing every enemy in his path. Few of the clash hits, which wastes a couple seconds.
Quint is taken care of. He's on to Wily now. Absolutely his race to lose at this point. Rave is in a lot of trouble. He basically needs a game over pretty much identical to game 1 to turn the tables, and even then it might not be necessarily enough because he had a really rough start to the Mega Man 2 stages. And also, apparently, were
and not to mention
issues.
the input.
Even if you take those out of the equation, he's still probably looking at about a 2-minute deficit. Actually, more like maybe
perfect. Zip. He gets the free energy refill for this one. It's most important Zip to avoid going up the ladder.
Got it. So, Rave out at about 21.7.
Charlieboy's color palette, the water looks nice. That's about it. And RaveTuba switching to Buster to finish off Quint. Metal to do it. Okay, so he has full health entering the Wily fight. He still has 2 E-tanks, so he's in very good shape to finish this off. Rush Jet is a bit low, but with all his health, I don't think that'll be much of a problem.
Probably not. I mean, he would really have to bottom out.
And Rave again. Okay, there he goes. Barely enough pogo stick ammunition for that phase.
Yeah. So, nicely done there. So it's onto the T-Rex fight. Should have this in the bag so long as caught by bombarding. Right, nicely done by Charlieboy. He finishes with an official SRL time of 24:23. So GG's to him for winning winning 2 games to 1 in this best of 3 match. So Charlieboy will move on to the second round of the tournament, where he will face Andy, the top seed of the tournament.
Yeah, Andy's actually the world record holder, so he has his work cut out for him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We saw him progress from the first race to the third one, making a lot less mistakes.
Yeah. Game 2 was really... Game 2 was his best game by far. Joining us is our winner of tonight's match, Charlieboy. GG.
Yo,
GG, Charlieboy.
GG's to RaveTuba. Man,
Yeah.
this is actually my first speed race tournament win, so I'm kind of happy about that. And I PB'd on the second game.
Yeah.
The second match, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty big PB.
Did it in fairly dramatic fashion. You're well on your way in game 1, and then Rush Jet ran out, and
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. But hey, it happens, right?
yeah.
Why did you choose this particular color palette to play.
Yeah, I noticed a couple people were talking about that. Well, I mean, I guess one of my favorite. I mean, Mega Man is awesome. Love Mega Man, but he's probably my second favorite of the robots. I'm on Team 00 Robot, which is Proto Man. You know, I like Proto, so I went with Red. It was all red on red until it changed it, and I said, let's add a little bit of color on it. So I put a little bit of blue in it. Yeah, I'll probably mess around with some other color palettes and stuff before the tournament's over.
It's an interesting visual for sure, and
right.
RaveTuba has finished, and he finishes with an official SRL time of 27:08.
Hey, good stuff to him, man.
Yeah.
Used to both players.
So, seeing as this was your first race, what were your nerves like going in?
Well, to be fair, I have plenty, and I mean plenty of tournament experience. Maybe not in speed gaming, but I do play fighting games. I travel competitively for fighting games. In case you guys didn't know, I do. I've got like a what is it? A medal in Killer Instinct for the World Cup and stuff. So
nice.
You know, I'm not trying to brag or toot my own horn or anything, but like the nerves, right? Like, I don't really like. I get nervous, yes, but it's not as bad as say a newer player that would be getting nervous going into it because I'm used to a tournament setting.
Right. So
it didn't seem that terrible, even in game 1 where you had to take that intentional game over to refill your jet and all of your ammo.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't think about it. I got up to the top of that ladder and I was like, how am I supposed to make this gap?
Yeah.
And I went for the quickest pit I could find. I saw a little item refill above, but I'm not familiar about how to get up there to grab it. I was thinking it probably had something to do with the coil, but at that point I wanted to just find the quickest option. I figured gaming over real quick would be a little bit faster than trying to figure out how to get out there. I'll have to look at that, take that to the lab and try to practice that if that happens again, because I've never lost Dress Jet at that point. Like, I've always had enough. So
yeah, your weapon management was a lot better in race 2.
Yeah.
And we did see you go for the zips in all the stages. RaveTuba didn't go for any of them, which also put him behind.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm new. I'm a newer runner, right? I played in the Mega Man 2 NES tournament,
right?
And then my buddy B Lightning, he's been kind of like, you know, me and him have kind of helped each other out a little bit with like tips and that. In that tournament, he's like, "Hey, there's a Game Boy tournament coming up." And I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll try it." You know. So I picked up the game and I was like, I started practicing, and you know, I'm still traveling to Killer Instinct tournaments. Like, I just made Houston, which I live here in Houston, so I kind of have to go to that one, right? But I just made 5th here in Houston, and I'm going to Chicago at the end of the month for a tournament there for Killer Instinct as well. So balancing this game with, say, practice time on that game, it actually is pretty interesting. Seeing that I've already practiced that game a lot, I don't need to practice it as much. So putting this kind of on the foreground for a little bit was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. And I encourage anybody out there that's listening or watching that wants to get into some speed games, y'all check out this speed gaming channel. You know, find you something you're interested in, try to learn the game, and hop in these tournaments. They're really fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you seem pretty busy with all the fighting game stuff. I hope you take some time out to practice for your race against Indy.
Yeah, that's the world record holder, right?
Yep.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna put some practice time in. Hopefully I can give him a run for his money. I don't want, you know, I don't want to predict, and you know, go in with a losing mindset, but at the same time, I mean, he is a pretty seasoned veteran of speed gaming, it looks like, from my research. So, yeah, that's going to be a real nail-biter there. But I'll do my best, you know, that's all I can do.
Right. Show up and see what happens.
Definitely, you know, I mean, hey, there was like in the Mega Man 2 tournament, like the world record holder Cypher lost to somebody like what was it, second round of the second bracket, and that was kind of upset. And I was like, whoa, you know. So I mean, anything could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost in the quarters of the semis, I believe, from what I remember. But yeah, it was a pretty big upset. But
maybe it was third or fourth round. I mean, he's a really great player. Shout out to that guy, man. It was awesome to watch his runs and cool kid and all them.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned from watching all these races is that anything can happen. It's anyone's game.
Absolutely. So I have nothing else. Mello, you have anything else to ask?
Thank you, racers. Thanks, Charlieboy. GG on your PB and your win.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
In the later rounds.
Yeah, all I got is, you know, follow me on Twitch, follow me on social media, Twitter, all that good stuff. And come check me out sometime. Hopefully I'll be on here again pretty soon.
All right, very good.
Oh, and GG's to RaveTuba, of course.
Of course.
And shout outs to Fiesel as well, and for putting it all together. And I believe what was the guy's name? John Carls.
John Carls, yeah.
Yeah, for putting the tournament together. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks. So RaveTuba has declined interview. He's got sound issues. So, but we extend our congrats to him once again, and to Charlieboy for his first round win. We have no current matches on the docket currently. I think I think you're the only one that hasn't done a round one match, Mello.
I was on vacation, and now my opponent is on vacation, and he doesn't get back in town until next week.
So
and really, I haven't even practiced since I got back.
Yeah. So we'll have to, I guess, soldier on without, try and make it up as we go along. But we got a bunch of round two matches set up, and we're eventually going to have a bunch of losers matches set up as second round matches are closed. So start to make some headway on that in the next week or so. But currently there are no matches currently scheduled on the docket, but I'm sure there'll be plenty more Mega Man 2 where that came from. So with that, I'm Pro8007. Was happy to do commentary for you tonight, and thanks to Mellow Flows for joining me this evening.
Number 4 on my Twitch bucket list.
Yeah, do commentary with me. Yeah. well,
it was good working with you.
All right, thanks. It was good working with you as well, and thanks to everyone who watched. I will see you again very soon.